Hello everyone, welcome to Nageshwara Z Orchid School channel. I am Sridevi Kanke. I am going to teach you SST subject of grade 4. So already we have completed 9 lessons. Isn't it, students? Yes. So I hope you all doing studying. Yes, very good. So we will start with the new lesson, that is lesson number 10. Our lesson name is Our Rights and Duties. Now what is rights and what is duties, students? Now first of all we should know before starting this what is right and what is the duty. Right means, students, at your home, family, isn't it? So your parents, you expect from them to give you food, home, shelter, clothes, and you expect to pay the school fee of your, isn't it? This is your right. So you should not, you should not, will not ask your neighbors, you pay us my school fee. No, this is not your right, isn't it? So what our parents are they supposed to do is, that is our right. And what is our duty? That you should do that responsible. When your when your elders, they give you some work, then you should do it properly, isn't it? So it's all about. So go to this detail. What we'll learn in this lesson. So we'll begin with our lesson, that is our lesson number 5, lesson number 10, our rights and duties. We'll begin. So in this lesson, what we will learn in this, we will learn about our constitution. What is constitution, students? What is constitution? We'll come to know in this. Our guiding principles of our constitution, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, directive principles of state policies. We all learn in this lesson what are these. So one of the first thing, first we'll begin with our constitution. What is our constitution? Our country was ruled by the Britishers. Yes, you all know it, students, that before this independence, who was ruling? Our Britishers were ruling our India. It was ruling for almost 200 years. They have ruled our country. After a long and hard struggle, India got its independence from the British on which 15th August 1947. In this year we got, after so much struggle, we have great leaders. They have struggled a lot, they have sacrificed their lives, isn't it? Then only we got independence from the British on 15th August 1947. Our leaders got together to form a government. Later on, after this independence, our great leaders, they came together and they formed a government. One of the first thing they did was to make a set of rules. After this British gone, they left our India, our leaders, first of all they did the first thing. What they did? They have make some rules. They said they have main rules that on which basis a government should run, how a government should take act, how good government will run. They have made us some rules. This set of rules is known as our constitution. Now students, what is constitution? Our set of rules is known as our constitution. Our constitution. The constitution was accepted on 26th January 1950. In 1947 we got freedom, we got independence. After that our great leaders, they sat and they have made a rule, set of rules, that is called as constitution. These all rules, all the constitution, it was accepted in the year 1950 on 26th January. So what is here 26th January? Yes, we all know it very well. We celebrate this day as Republic Day. So on that day, 1950, 26th January, our Republic Day. Our constitution lays down some important guiding principles that have to be followed by the leaders of our nation. So in this under constitution they have some rules are there guiding. We should do the some principles, guiding principles. It has to be followed by our leaders of our nation. The preamble, yes, you all know preamble. Yes, I need not tell you all. We the people of India having, isn't it, we all read, correct? Yes, the preamble or the introduction to our constitution describes India as a democratic, socialistic, secular republic. Yes, you all these words where we are very good students in preamble. In the morning you all read, isn't it? The preamble, the introduction of our constitution, what it describes in that, they describes of India as a democratic, socialist, secular republic, and correct, these all the points it describes our India. What does this mean? These all words we all daily we read, you all know it, but can you all tell me that what does this mean? What is in a secular, what is in a democratic, what is socialistic? We all read, we all tell this. You all know this meaning. What? If you don't, we'll just see. First, we'll come to the point of democratic. What is democratic? So, before this, just I will tell you all. This is preamble. You all know this? Yes. On your books, first page or a second page, it will be there, isn't it? Our national anthem, national, correct? The Constitution of India. This is preamble. Yes. In this all it is described the words, we the people of India having solemnly resolved constitute India into a sovereign, democratic, socialistic republic. This all it is will describe. So have you all know this meaning? If you all don't know, we'll come to. So, in this, what does this mean democratic? This means all that the people of the country will choose or elect leaders who would form the government. Yes, every year we having, isn't it? What is democratic means? It means the people who are living in the country, they have a choice to choose or elect the leaders who run our government. Okay, whoever the government people they want in the coming, they will form a government. So we have a right to choose or elect the leaders. This kind of government is known as a democracy. What is this kind of government? Is known as democracy. Thus our country is no longer ruled by kings. So after this, so no one is like heritage. Okay, if king's son, they will only rule. No. So our people, we having a right to choose any kind of leaders or elect. It's in our hand. So it is our country is no longer, it is ruled by a king. If the people are not happy with their elected leaders, they can be removed from. Yes, students, if you are not happy, if we are all not happy with that elected leaders, what we can do? We have that responsible, or we having that right to remove from that seat. Okay, students, so it's all about remove from their post, whatever it may be. So every year in our country we having elections, isn't it? So elections, we having all identity cards. We will go, we can choose. It is nobody's force. We can go and choose whatever you want. It's our right. Now come to the point of next, socialist. What is socialist, students? So before this socialistic, Here it is, I will show you. What is this? Yes, we are having, so every year you all go election booth, isn't it? When you go and you give voting to our leaders to elect them, it's a right. So voters standing in a queue to cast their vote. Now socialist, this means that all the people in the country will be treated as equal. Socialist means here all people are equal, isn't it? No one is higher or no one is upper class, no one is middle class or average class. Everybody is equal. The government will not differentiate between the people on the basis of their caste. Yes, so there no other government or our government, they don't have any right to differ. They don't have a right to differentiate between you are Hindu, you are Muslim, you are Sikh, Isai or Jainism. No, Marwadi, no, all are equal, whether which caste you have or religion or any other way. So government should be, they don't have any right or they will not differentiate between the people on depend on the basis of caste or maybe other. This is known as principle of socialism. Now what is this? This principle, what it is followed, it is known as socialism. Now we'll come to the third point, that is secular. What is secular, students? Secular means, this means that all people in the country would be free to follow whatever religion they want. This is known as the principle of secularism. Now here, what is secular? Secular means here the people, we having different kinds of caste in our country. So the people, they want to follow any religion, they free to follow. There is, okay, they free to follow which religion they want. There is no force on them, you should follow this Hindu caste or Muslim caste. No, if the person, they want to follow any religion, they free to go. So this is known as secularism. Now next we'll come to the point of republic. What is republic? This means that head of state is elected by the people. So every year we having elections. Okay, in that elections we can have to elect the people. Head. India is headed by an elected president, unlike Britain, whose head of state is a hereditary monarch. Now here in this Britain, what they have, whoever be head of that state, hereditary means from the past their family only become son, father, then son, they will become only their kings. So we don't have. So this means our head of a state is elected by the people. Now fundamental rights. Now what is fundamental rights? You all should know that what our rights are there, what we having a duties too. So constitution, the set of rules of India gives its citizens certain rights. If anyone feels that his or her fundamental rights have been denied, he or she can approach a court of law. Now here students, what they are telling, we having a rules, isn't it? What kind of rules? So we having that rights, fundamental rights, what we should do it. So if anyone, for example, so before to explain this, I need to give some small example. So if you having, some stealing is there at home, somebody has steal something, gold or what, robbery has been done. So what you will do? First you go and run for this? No, what you have to do? You have to go for a you have to go for a police, you have to give an FIR, you have to complain it. So then the police will take a action on it, isn't it? They will search for the robber person who has that, the thief, then they will go for. If you are not happy with that, they are not doing it, so what you can do? The next process, you will go for a court, isn't it? So you having hearings over there, the court, whoever the judge will be there, he will do the he will tell you the what is who is wrong or who is right. So if you are not happy, if you think they have something you denied, you are not happy with that also judgment, you can go for upper also. We cannot stop there also. You are not getting any true judgment from there. You can go for a higher Supreme Court, High Court. So you can go for it. You can have a right that. Until and unless, so if anybody, his or her, you have any problem, you can go it. This are about the duties or the fundamental rights are there. So next we will go for it. If anyone feels that his or her rights have been denied, though they can approach to a court. Now some rights are given here, so I will read out for you all. Rights to equality. Now here what is right to equality? All are equal. Nobody is upper class, lower class, no middle class here. All are equal. Right to freedom of speech. We can speak freely without fear. So while speaking also, if you want to give a speech, so it is no need of that ki I will only speak, I will only speak. No. All are, you are free to tell whatever you want to. You right to follow any religion, right to justice, right to live and travel anywhere in the country. You, so if you want to go out of state also, abroad also, so there is no objection. You have your right to live and your right to travel anywhere. You can go and abroad also, you have a tour and you can come back also. Right to choose our profession. So it is here also, here profession. You can, it is not compulsion that you should become a doctor, you should become a police. No, it is no compulsion on us, on you all. You can have a right to choose any stream. Okay, any science, commerce, or you want to go for a media, anything. You want to become police, army, navy, anything. You have a right to choose your profession also. You can maybe become the computer software, you may become a teacher also. It's up to all your hand. It's a right to choose our profession. So right to free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14 years, students. Now students, here what here is telling in the last point, right to free education. Yes students, now in the olden days or now also it is happening that we can see small children were working in the hotels or machines or factories. So it is no, it is strictly prohibited that children should get education. It's compulsory under 14 years age. Okay, it is very compulsory under 14 years age. All it's right to study. It's education. It's right. It's the age of learning, playing to get the education, not to work. The next point we'll go for it. However, these rights are not absolute and not the government may take certain measures like reserving jobs or seats in colleges for the backward and the poorer sections of society for their upliftment. Now what does this mean? Here, however, whatever rights we are having that are not absolute and government may take certain measures, like we having a reservation process, isn't it? We having government job reserves like upper caste, we having a lower caste. So that type we see having a, so backward caste systems are there, who are the poorer, they cannot afford for the higher section of the schools fees, they cannot pay that much high amount, but even though the child want to study, so what the government has decided, they have come with on some government rules that are having reservations in the sake of jobs, in the schools, colleges, they have given reservations for poor sections who they are not afford to pay the fee, that high amount fee. So to take this they have taken. Now this all about the rights we have known. Now come to the point of duties. What we have our duties. Always with our rights we come with our duty, isn't it? So let us see about the duties. Duties always come along with the rights. Yes, always the duties will come along with the rights. Some of our important duties as citizens of India are given here. Some of the important duties are what we have a duties. No, the people says we have a right to that. Even that duties come with along right also. We must follow the rules laid down by the Constitution. The Constitution, our government, they have set rules. We have to follow it. We must honor the national flag and national anthem. Yes, whenever in the morning, wherever we go, we have to respect our national anthem, a national flag, our flag, national flag we are having. We should respect all at any time, a national anthem. Whenever we hear that word national anthem, we at the time spot you have to stand and you have to listen to that. We have to give respect to that, our national anthem. We must help to keep our country united. Yes, it's our duty to help our country be united together. We must defend our country at the time of danger. At the time of danger, what we have to do is we have to defend. We have to stop. We have to fight against the danger. We must protect our national property. Whatever national property, electric poles, isn't it? Our roads, it's our not personal, it's our government property, our national property. We should not damage it. What you all think is that people, hey, this is of government, why should I care? We should not think like that. How we care about our personal things, my bag, my books, or why my money, like that we should think about our national property too. We must protect our environment. Yes, we should not damage our environment. We should protect our environment. Trees we should not cut, isn't it? From trees only we get oxygen, isn't it? So it's very much important. We should not cut our we should not damage our we must treat all Indians as equal. So here what they are telling, we must treat all Indians are equal. We only should not discriminate, or we should not differentiate that caste system. We should only has to tell that first we have to treat all Indians are equal. Now come to the point of directive principles. Now we have come through rules, we have come across the rights. Now come to the point of directive principles. Our Constitution lays down certain guidelines for the government to follow for the welfare of the people. Now our Constitution, it having some guidelines, you all know it, to follow for the welfare of the people. If the people follow that, it will be good for the people. Some important guidelines are given here: providing proper living condition for all the citizens, providing work for everyone. What our government they have been to improve the poor section. Government has taken the steps for the people. They have given providing jobs. They are giving work in the factories to improve the employment. They have given for everyone, ensuring that some people do not become rich by exploiting others. So ensuring that all people are not equal, isn't it? Somebody with the help of money, or then they will become rich, but some maybe not, they will become like a poor. For that reason our government is taking steps, improving the conditions of the weaker section of society, such as those belonging the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes. For that, improving the conditions, they have taken steps. Now it's all about this lesson. Now what will come to know this? So in this our government has taken a steps too, that what is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Isn't it, students? What is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? Yes, in 2014 our government has launched that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. What is the main aim in this behind? To open defecation in India through construction of personal and public toilets. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan also aims to ensure that the streets, roads, water bodies, railway stations and other public spaces in the cities and towns of India are kept clean. What is this main motto of this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? To keep our roads, public toilets, railways, stations, streets or the public spaces, gardens, cities and towns to keep clean. Okay. So what can each of us to do keep our country clean? Yes, we also keep our country clean. We have to follow the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, students. So this is all about this lesson. So what in this we have to remember, words to remember. Just I'll read it for you all. Government, a body of people that governs or rules a country. What is government? A body of people that governs or rules a country. What is government? A people who runs a country. Constitution of a country. Written rules according to which a country is run by the government. What is republic? Republic, a country ruled by election, isn't it? Elected by the leaders rather than a king or a queen. Okay, now come to the point of next, democracy. What is democracy? Kind of government where people vote to elect leaders who run the country. What is hereditary? Something that is passed on from parent to child. Socialism, principle of treating all the people in a country as equal. Secular, where all religions are treated as equals. Now we have to do a recapitulation that we have completed in this lesson. I come to know that our constitution is a set of rules based on government runs. India is a democratic, socialistic, secular country. What I have learned in this lesson, the constitution gives all the citizens certain fundamental rights and also lays down the duties of the citizens. The directive principles laid down in the constitution guide the government to work for the welfare of the people. It's all about the lesson what we have completed. So I will go for this audio visual. So you have to read this.
Our rights and duties. In this lesson, you will learn about our constitution, the guiding principles of our constitution, our fundamental rights, our fundamental duties, and the directive principles of state policy. At home, you expect your parents to look after you. You expect them to provide you with a home, give you food and clothes, and to pay your school fee. These are your rights. But when you have rights, you also have some duties. Some of your main duties are to respect and help your parents and to pay attention to your studies. What do you think are your other duties? Think and discuss.
Our constitution. Our country was ruled by the British for almost 200 years. After a long and hard struggle, India got its independence from the British on the 15th of August, 1947. Our leaders got together to form a government. One of the first things they did was to make a set of rules based on which the government would run. This set of rules is known as our Constitution. The Constitution was accepted on the 26th of January 1950. We celebrate this day as Republic Day. Our Constitution lays down some important guiding principles that have to be followed by the leaders of our nation. The preamble or introduction to our Constitution describes India as a democratic, socialist, secular republic. What does this mean? Democratic. This means that all the people of the country will choose or elect leaders who would form the government. This kind of government is known as a democracy. Thus, our country is no longer ruled by kings. If the people are not happy with their elected leaders, they can remove them from their posts. Socialist. This means that all the people in the country will be treated as equals. The government will not differentiate between people on the basis of their caste, religion, or in any other way. This is known as the principle of socialism. Secular. This means that all people in the country would be free to follow whatever religion they want. This is known as the principle of secularism. Republic. This means that our head of state is elected by the people. India is headed by an elected president, unlike Britain, whose head of state is a hereditary monarch. Our fundamental rights. The Constitution of India gives its citizens certain fundamental rights. If anyone feels that his or her fundamental rights have been denied, he or she can approach the court of law. Some of the important rights are given here. The right to equality, the right to freedom of speech. We can speak freely without fear. The right to follow any religion. The right to justice. The right to live and travel anywhere in the country. The right to choose our profession. The right to free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. However, these rights are not absolute, and the government may take certain measures like reserving jobs or seats in colleges for the backward and poorer sections of society for their upliftment.
Did you know some other forms of government are monarchy? The state is ruled by a king or queen. The monarchy is hereditary, that is, when the monarch dies, his or her child becomes the new ruler. In some monarchies, the monarch has full power. In others, there is also a democratic government and the king or queen does not have complete power. Dictatorship. The state is ruled by a single leader who has absolute power. He or she often misuses this power to oppress the people. The rule here is not hereditary. Communism. All property is owned by the government. The state provides its people with healthcare, education, and welfare. All people are seen as equal by this government.
Our duties. Duties always come along with rights. Some of our important duties as citizens of India are given here. We must follow the rules laid down by the Constitution. We must honor the national flag and national anthem. We must help to keep our country united. We must defend our country at the time of danger. We must protect our environment. We must treat all Indians as equal. Directive principles. Our constitution lays down certain guidelines for the government to follow for the welfare of the people. Some important guidelines are given here. Providing proper living conditions for all citizens. Providing work for everyone. Ensuring that some people do not become rich by exploiting others. Improving the conditions of weaker sections of society, such as those belonging to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes.
It's all about this lesson. I hope you have understood. Read the lesson 1 to 2 times, underline the new words. Till then, bye bye. Have a nice day.